to get here.
Go Will. Hoo.
Wait, let me turn on my.
I started it. Will. So say what you want to say to Will right now.
All right. Well, whenever you're ready.
Go Will.
I find myself surrounded by multiple African boys, all with curious looks on their face, wanting to ask me questions about America and many other different subjects. But I also myself want to ask questions too. I want to ask questions of what their stories have been like, where they come from, and how do you deal with the title of being an orphan. Today we're going to talk about orphans and poverty, and specifically in other foreign countries. First fact is if all the orphans were sent to one country, it would be the 10th largest country in our world. First, there are approximately 150 million orphans in our world today, and the number is climbing. An orphan is a child that has no mother nor father and has not been adopted. Approximately 5,760 kids become orphans every day. Millions of orphans are placed in orphanages every year. This is a problem because these orphanages are becoming overcrowded and have limited resources. Because of the overcrowding and limited resources, many orphans have to go live on the streets on their own, which causes sickness, crime, and in many cases even death. Thousands of orphans have disabilities that cannot be treated because of the lack of resources that orphanages have available. Severe disabilities cause some orphans to be neglected, abused, and left to die. Study shows that 60% of girls become prostitutes and 70% of boys become hardened criminals when they age out, which is at age 18. Why are the causes to be so many orphans in the world? Culture, poverty, ignorance, and inaccessible health care. For example, when I traveled to Africa this summer, I met a young girl named Sumin. She was neglected because she was thought to have a curse over her village. Think about it, going home and having no one talk to you, not even your mom, nor dad, or your father. She was shunned by all of her village people and left to survive on her own. She lives every day in loneliness and sadness and often even starving. She will probably not live to be an adult. In third world countries, children are often left for the lack of family, food, and water. Another example is common in America is the ignorance and mental disability of knowing how to take care of families. Teenagers are having children that they are unable to care for, and uneducated people not able to break the poverty cycle. Also, after the orphans age out of their orphanage, which is at age 18, 15,000 is the approximate number per area, roughly. Studies show that 10% commit suicide, 5,000 are unemployed, 6,000 are homeless, and 3,000 are in prison within 3 years. So what can we do to help reduce the number of orphans? There are many nonprofit organizations that have raised valuable dollars to provide the basics for orphans: food, water, clothing, and medical needs. Buying products to support important causes like 147 million orphans or Mazima. The money raised goes to buy goods. For example, when I traveled to Africa, we were able to take donated formula for the infants so that they could have better nutrition. Creating awareness by spreading the word on social media like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and wearing gear with your favorite charity can also help. I am often asked what a t-shirt stands for or what an armband means. It's an opportunity to share my heart for orphans. You can always help by traveling to parts of the world with various mission trips that is led by schools and churches. Or you can go 10 miles down the road and go to schools like New Hope, Big Sister, Big Brother, and stuff on a local level. Hands and feet of God is always the best way. In conclusion, I hold back from asking the questions that all the little orphans wanted. I wanted to ask all the little orphans. I answered all their questions, and I noticed once we gave them their lollipops and their stickers, I noticed how happy they were, and it made me realize back home about how materials in life aren't what define you. It's not about how much stuff you have and how much and what you have. In James 1:27 it says, "Religion that God our Father accepts as pure faultiness is this, to look after orphans and widows in their distress, and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world." So my question for you today is, how are you going to help the orphans?
448.